Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today we'll try to see the entire Govardhan Lila pastime and the different things which are there mentioned. There are very wonderful things which are mentioned by our acharyas in relation to Govardhan. And also Govardhan is a very dear personality for all the devotees in general. So let's begin this description or the Lila of Govardhan by reciting a very wonderful prayer to Govardhan. And we would like to speak this for the pleasure of Govardhan on the day of festival of Govardhan Puja. Everyone, please repeat. Namaste Girirajaya Shri Govardhana Namine Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramananda Daine. So this shloka, which is an offering to Shri Govardhan, it says Namaste Girirajaya. Who is Govardhan? Giriraj. He is the king of all the mountains. So I pay my obeisance to him. And then in the next few words he mentions, who is this Giriraj? Shri Govardhana. Okay, so what is Govardhan doing? What is so great about Govardhan? And here he says, Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramananda Daine. So whatever suffering the devotee has, all that suffering is removed. Govardhan does that. He removes all the suffering. Ashesha Klesha Nashaya. Just remove the suffering. Paramananda Daine. He awards bliss and happiness to all his devotees. So in this way, in Vrindavan, we were fortunate that we got the opportunity to do Govardhan Parikrama on the day of Govardhan Puja multiple times. Huge crowd. To walk fast only is difficult. So many people. So many thousands of people doing parikrama on this day. In fact, this is a seva that devotees do. There are many Vrajavasis who do parikrama called Dandavati Parikrama. They do Dandavat at one place and then go to the next and next and next. That's how in chain they do Dandavat Parikrama throughout. It takes 3 days continuously. If someone does it, it takes 3 days to do Dandavat Parikrama. And sometimes I've seen families doing Dandavat Parikrama. There are 3 people. So the one family member will pay Dandavat here, next family member from here, then next from there. So like that, 3 family members. So to complete in 1 day maybe. And they have this Vrata and they have complete faith and conviction that Shri Govardhan will fulfill all my desires. Just by doing this seva. So parikrama is not just a walk. It's a seva that is done for the pleasure of Govardhan. So they do it with so much of faith. Many times it happens that pregnant ladies are also doing parikrama. Now just imagine the baby in the womb is so fortunate. He is also doing parikrama. Small kids are there with the parents and they are also doing parikrama. So in this way, in Sri Vrindavan Dham, in Sri Govardhan, we understand that how various devotees, they do parikrama for the pleasure of Govardhan, understanding that he is that personality who can award happiness, who can award bliss to everyone. And how this is Govardhan Parikrama started? Let's discuss that also. So today, we'll try to cover 10th Canto, chapter 24 and 25. So various descriptions which are there by Shukadeva Goswami and our various acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and primarily Prabhupada. What are they speaking about this wonderful pastime of Govardhan Puja? Govardhan Firstly is a question, is he God or is he servant? We have many places, the description of Govardhan says, he is Sakshat Vishnu, he is Sakshat Hari. And other places we see that, okay, he is servant. He is serving in various ways. So what is he actually? When this question is asked, so understand that he is serving God, not the God who is served. So he is serving God. Now, like we have the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's how is the mood of Govardhan. Where all the time Govardhan is just thinking about how to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very beautiful shloka from 10th Canto, chapter 21, text 18. Hantayam adrir abala haridasavaryo. So it is said, Hanta ayam adrir. So this mountain, and who is saying this? The gopis are saying this, headed by Srimati Radharani. Hanta ayam, so this mountain, adrir, is Hari Dasavarya. Among all the servants of Hari, he is topmost. Hari Dasavarya. Why is it so? Yad Rama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha. He is so fortunate that Ram and Krishna. So we're talking about Ramchandra? We're talking Balram. Balram and Krishna, they go around playing on Govardhan, going to different caves and just running around. And when they are stepping on Govardhan, what is happening? Harsha Pramodaha. Govardhan is feeling great bliss. And the trees on Govardhan are hair standing on end for Govardhan. So what is so special about Govardhan? Why is he called as the topmost servant? And the next line says, Manam tanoti sahago ganayo stayoryat pani yasuyavasa kandara kandamulaihi. So what does Govardhan do? Govardhan satisfies Krishna Balram. Govardhan satisfies all the gopas. Govardhan satisfies all the cows also. And how does he do that? Pani, he gives pani to everyone. What is that pani? Water. Fresh drinking water. And what else he gives? Suyavasa. So water is for everyone. Specifically for cows, he gives fresh green grass. Oh, what about the gopas? Kandara, caves to play. The gopas are always happy getting some caves here and there and just keep playing. And then kandamulaihi, roots and fruits. So this is also given. In fact, Govardhan is able to do all the Shodashat Upchara that we do in the temple. He serves with all 16 paraphernalia to the Lord in various ways. So in this way, Govardhan all the time is just engaged in serving not just Krishna Balram, all the gopas and all the cows and all the friends who are there. And therefore, Srimati Radharani and all the other gopis, they're looking at Govardhan and then they're saying, Haridasavarya. Haridasavarya, topmost servant of Lord Sri Krishna. One day in Braj, all the elderly gopas, they were there together. This was just good number of days before Deepavali. And all of them, they were having a meeting. And the meeting was very intense. Seriously, everyone was discussing. And at that time, Krishna comes there with Balram and other gopas. And with great confidence, and as if a Pandit is speaking, he starts speaking. And he says, that what are you people discussing so much? I want to know this. I want to understand that what is so much of discussion happening. And then there was a hint that was given. We are discussing about Indra Puja. And at that time he's asking, so he has this question. So is this Shastrik or is this Laukik? Is this given in Shastra, this ritual that you're planning about? Or is this Laukik coming in Parampara? So now others might ask, isko kya panchayat itna? Why he wants to know all this? So Krishna has the mood. See, in future, I am supposed to carry forward all these rituals. I am the most responsible son of Nanda Maharaj. I am going to be the king in future. So I am supposed to know all this. I should understand all this. And he was again and again putting forward his eagerness. Oh Tata, oh Papa, oh my dear father, please tell me what is the discussion all about. And then he also says, see, one shouldn't have any secrets with family members. And a person who is pious, a person who has no duplicity, will tell everything as it is. So he made it very clear कि कुछ छुपाना मत, सब कुछ बताना. Nanda Maharaj started telling that, see, we are Vaishyas and our main business is Go Raksha. And for Go, that is for cows, grass is needed. And grass to grow, rain is needed. So Indra Dev is the one who is showering rains. And therefore, as an expression of gratitude, we are offering various offerings to Indra Dev on this day of Indra Puja. That is next day of Deepavali. That is today. Then Krishna started pointing out various things. And we understand he started speaking Karma Mimamsa philosophy. In Karma Mimamsa, basically what happens is a lot of focus is given to karma, one's activities. And Daiva is removed from that. As we all know, there are 5 factors of action. Adhishthanam, Tatha Karta, Karanam, Cha Prithak Vidham, Vividam Cha Prithak Cheshta, Daivam Cha Pancha Lakshanam. There are five entities involved in what? Doing any action. Adhishthanam, body. Tatha Karta, the performer, that we spirit soul. Karanam Cha Prithak Vidham, the different subtle senses which are there. And then Vividam Cha Prithak Cheshta, various endeavors that we put. And Daiva, the ultimate, the Supreme Lord. Without his sanction, nothing happens. In Karma Mimamsa, basically what they do is they remove Daiva from the picture. And they say everything happens by karma. Just worship your work. Just happens, no? Everything happens by karma. And Krishna started speaking this. He said, see, Sukha Dukha is fixed. So anyway, it's going to come. So it's not that Indra is showering rains just like that. Because we deserve it, so we're getting it. So why is a special puja that is needed for this Indra? If really that is the case, atheistic people speak all this a lot. If really that is the case, that he with a lot of understanding and analysis is showering rain, then why is he showering rain on the ocean and seas? What is the use of that? And then he goes on speaking. And he establishes the point. Indra is showering rain because he has to shower, there is no option. Because you all are pious now. And since you are pious, he has to shower the rains. And the next point that he makes, a philosophical point, is 3 modes of material nature are acting. So in 3 modes of material nature are acting, especially the mode of passion. So because of the mode of passion, the rains are showering, the rains are getting showered. So why we are getting Indra into picture? He is nowhere into picture. He is supposed to do his job, that's it. And then he starts making some points. He tells, let's see, we are cowherd community. Our entire life is based on what? Taking care of cows. So if this is the case, then we have to make sure that whoever is helping to take care of the cows, we should worship that personality. And who is that personality who is helping us? This Govardhan. This Govardhan is the one who is providing everything that is needed for our cows. And we should worship the cows. We should worship the Brahmanas. We shouldn't worship Indra. And then he goes on speaking like that. Now say someone asks him, oh, you're speaking so much about a different ritual. Can you tell us what are we supposed to do now? And then he begins with this shloka. 10th canto, chapter 24, shloka 25. Everyone. Tasmad gavam brahmananam adres chara bhyatamakaha ya indrayaga sambharas tairayam sadhyatamakaha. So after speaking everything, then he says, Tasmat, therefore. Therefore, what we are supposed to do? Gavam. Gavam means cows. Brahmanas. That is all the Brahmanas. And Adri. Hill. And here it's understood Govardhan. So he is saying that Arabhyate, Arabhyatam Makha. So all the sacrifice that is there should be begun for them. Now people might have question, Are tab se itna preparation kiye, planning kiye for Indra Puja? What about this paraphernalia? And he says, Ya Indrayaga Sambharas Tair Ayam Sadhyatam Makha. Use the same paraphernalia that you have arranged. For what? For worshipping cows, Brahmanas, and more importantly, Giri Govardhan. Now everyone was okay. That's good. And then he starts speaking about how to actually worship Govardhan. So today we are going to do this Govardhan Puja. So how to actually do Govardhan Puja? He starts listing. And our acharyas are so great. Whatever Krishna is listing, the various items, they are giving recipes. Sanatana Goswami, he gives recipe of each item that is there. Elaborately. 26. Pachyatam vividha paka supantaya payasadaya. Now here, Pachyantam vividha paka. Cook a lot of wonderful items. Now someone might ask, which all items we should cook? And first thing he says, Supantaha. So supa antaha. There should be lot of vegetables cooked very nicely in different varieties, and that should be served at the end. Anta, at the end. So starting में क्या करना है फिर? Payasa adayah. Payas should be served at start. What is payas? We're talking about paisam. And Sanatana Goswami gives a description. Lot of quantity of milk and less quantity of rice. That is pious. And he adds sugar and this and that. Sanatana Goswami describes that also. So in the beginning, sweet rice, and at the end, there should be a lot of liquid vegetable preparations. Okay, what else should be cooked? And he says, Samya va apupa shashkulaha. So three things he is mentioning here. Samyava. And here the description says, Samyava is talking about various halwa. Maybe aate ka halwa. Various different halwas he is talking about. And apupa. So here he is talking about puwa or malpuwa. Again, Sanatana Goswami gives a description of how to cook malpuwa. Shashkulya. Prabhupada is mentioning as large round cakes. And also another description is given, various puris. Shashkulya, puris. And some place it is also called as jalebis. Now these three which are there, Samyava, Apupa and Shashkulya should be made in large quantities. Krishna is describing. And then he gives one more instruction to everyone. Sarva dohascha griyatam. Whatever quantity milk you have in your house, get all the milk. Because milk will be needed. All these are milk preparations. We need a lot of milk. So get all the milk possible. And all the milk was gotten. Now in this way, Krishna is giving various descriptions. And now next, after getting all these paraphernalia, what should be done? Hoyantam agnehe samyak Brahmanay brahmavadibihi Annam bahu gunam tebhyo Deyam vo denu dakshinaha Hoyantam agnayah samyak. अच्छे से यज्ञ करना है अभी. Very nicely we will do fire sacrifice. Who will do fire sacrifice? And he says, Brahmanaihi, by the Brahmanas. Are you talking about Kali Yuga Brahmanas? With 2 rupees thread. Yes. Brahmavadibihi, one who are learned in the Vedas. Such Brahmanas we will call. And they will be doing this. So to those Brahmanas, should we give something? Some charity? And he says, first what you should do is, Annam bahu gunam tebhyo. The varieties of food that you offer to Govardhan, feed them first. Actually, when it comes to Brahmanas are fed first and then they should be engaged in some service. This was Shastric injunction. When it comes to Shudras, first get the work done, then feed them. Because if you feed them before, they'll sleep. Therefore, it is that Brahmana should be fed first nicely. Krishna eats through two mouths. One is Agni and second is the mouth of Brahmanas. So in Agni, ghee is put. Similarly, ghee should be put in the mouth of Brahmanas. So all the items that is made, they should have so much of ghee that when they are removing that item and taking and putting into their mouth, ghee should be tup, 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 tup. So ghee, a lot of ghee should be there. Okay, so this is about feeding them. But after the service, are we supposed to give them something? Deyam vo dhenu dakshinaha. We should give them a lot of cows in reward. And along with that, there should be other dakshina also. There should be other gifts also. And in the previous times, especially in Dwapar Yuga we're talking about, and even in the start of Kali Yuga for that matter, Brahmanas were given a lot of dakshina, lot of gold, lot of cows, lot of property. So Brahmanas were self-sufficient. So what they were doing as Brahmanas, they were just carrying out their activities of yajan, patan, dan pratigraha. They will not be thinking about, I have to go to office 9 to 6 job and then I have to get money and then I have to do my Brahmanical activities. No, they were completely taken care. And here we see this Vedic culture very beautifully described by Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, what next? What are we supposed to do after that? Only you'll feed Brahmanas only. There will be so many other people around. And then he says, this is all Krishna who is speaking. Anye bhash chashva chandala patitebhyo yathartah yavasam cha gavam dattva giraye diyatam balihi. So he's saying, Brahmanas we have to feed, but then Anya, whoever else is there, even we should feed them. Else? Who else? Cha ashva chandala. We should feed dogs, dog eaters also. Then just imagine, Brahmanas still dog eaters. Everyone should be fed nicely. All the patitas should also be fed. And here the description of patita that is given is, anyone who has fallen from his ashram is patita. Like a sannyasi, if he falls down from his ashram, he is patita. So that person should also be fed. Everyone should be fed. Yathartah. According to their stature, one should be fed nicely. Now he talks about the cows. So he says, Yavasam, feed nice green grass to the cows. And Giraye Diyatam Balihi, give a lot of gifts to Giriraj, Govardhan. So in this way, he has described very beautifully, various different things that is supposed to be done. So what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to dress ourselves? And here, Krishna is describing that also. Swalankrita bhuktva vantaha swano liptaha suvasasa pradakshinam cha kuruta govipranala parvatan sualankrita. One should dress oneself, or so one should put a lot of ornaments on the body. Dress very nicely. And then, su anuliptaha. Your body should be anointed with sandalwood. Suvasasa. Wear nice clothes on the body. It should be the fresh, new clothes. And then before starting the parikrama, he is saying, Bhuktva vantaha. Eat nicely. Eat nicely so that while doing parikrama, you don't look at various bakeries around and various mishtans around and go take lassi in between. Pradakshinam cha kuruta. So wearing nice clothes, wearing nice ornaments, decorating oneself nicely, eating nicely, anointing the body with sandalwood. Then start your pradakshina. Pradakshina cha kuruta. Okay, so how to do pradakshina? And he is saying, go Vipra Anala Parvatan. So he's saying that not just Govardhan's Parikrama, you should do Parikrama of Go, that is cows, Vipra, Brahmanas, and then Anala, the fire sacrifice that is going to be done, and then Parvatan, that is Govardhan. To do Parikrama of all this. And then, if someone says, okay, all this is there, but who will this please? Who will be pleased by doing all this? Because when we are doing Indra Puja, Indra was getting pleased. Now tell us who will be pleased by doing all this? You're giving such big list. Who is going to be pleased? And then here it is said, Krishna is saying, Etan mama matam tata kriyatam yadi rochate ayam go brahmanadrinam mayam cha daito makha. There's an etan mama matam tata. Now first he asks question, no? Is this ritual Shastrik or Lokik? Same question is asked to him also. The ritual that you are talking about, is it Shastrik or Lokik? And he is saying, Mama Matam Tata. Oh father, this is my idea. Na Lokik hai na Shastrik. It's my idea. Kriyatam yadi rochate. If you all think it is good, then you all can do. If you all think that whatever is spoken is good, you all can do. Ayam go brahmana adrinam. Mayam cha daito makha. So he's saying that this will be very, very pleasing. To whom? Go, there's cows, brahmanas, and adri, that is the Govardhan. It will be very, very pleasing. Now they might be making faces. Okay, go, brahmanas, and mountain. And he says, Ayam, even I will be very pleased. Oh, then we will do the ritual. See, when it comes to Rajavasis, they just want the pleasure of Krishna. That's it, nothing else. They are not caring about what next is going to happen. So many years they're doing Indra Puja and suddenly they're going to stop it. They have some clue that something terrible is going to happen. But here when Krishna said, I will be pleased. I'll be very happy if you do this. And they are like, okay, chalo, we will do it. And Shukadeva Goswami, then he says, Shri Shuka Uvacha Kalatmana Bhagavata Shakra Darpa Jigamsaya Proktam Nishamya Nandadaya Sadhu Agrananta Tadvachaha. So here, Shukadeva Goswami, he is hearing the talk. Shukadeva Goswami's meditation is very nice. He with his camera and mic, he'll be there everywhere, in all the Krishna Lila pastimes. He has entered that place also where all the elderly Gopas were present. And this little boy Krishna is going and he's interviewing the elderly Gopas. Elderly Gopas are asking questions. All this is recorded by Shukadeva Goswami. And then he pauses and gives his commentary. He says, Kalatmana Bhagavata. So who was speaking there? Kalatmana Bhagavata, Supreme Personality of Godhead whose time personified. He was speaking. And when he was speaking, what was the mood of Krishna? Shakra Darpa Jigamsaya. Shakra basically is talking about Indra. He wanted to destroy the pride of Indra. This is what he wanted to do. And why he wanted to destroy the pride of Indra? Because he descends to this material world to do two things. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkrutam. So he wanted to protect his devotee Indra. From what? From pride. So he wanted to kill the pride. And therefore he was doing this activity. Nishamya Nanda Adayaha Sadhu. So all these personalities, Nanda Adayaha, Nanda Maharaj and others who were there, they all heard Krishna very nicely. And after hearing Krishna very nicely, they said, Sadhu, excellent. Excellent. And Agrinanta, they accepted Tadvachaha, the words of Krishna. That is so nice to see that Krishna said all these different things. And then They just accepted it without any second thought because Krishna said, I will be pleased. Then we will do. So what are the different things that they did? Thacha vedadu sarvam yathaha madhusudanaha vachayitva swastyainam tadravyena giridvija tatha. Thus, Vyadadu, they executed. Executed what? Some parts of what Krishna said, Sarvam, they executed everything. Spoken by Madhusudana. Again, this word Madhusudana is used. In Bhagavad Gita, we hear this word Madhusudana. Here also it is used by Shukadeva Goswami, Madhusudana. Why this word Madhusudana? The way Krishna killed Madhu demon, similarly now Krishna is going to kill the pride of Indra by doing this act. Vachayitva swastainam. The first thing that everyone started doing there was kirtan. They started chanting various hymns. Tad dravyena giridvijan. So by doing all this, all the paraphernalia they got and they started offering. Whose paraphernalia it was? Meant for Indra's sacrifice. All that they got and they started offering it to whom? To the hill and to the Brahmanas. What next they did? Uparitya balin samyag adrita yavasam gava godhanani puraskritya girim chakro pradakshinam. So the way it was described, very nicely, samyak, very nicely, what they did, they gave various gifts to different personalities, Brahmanas, Govardhan, and Yavasam, to whom? Gava. That is green grass to the cows. Therefore, on this day, we see in various ISKCON temples, in our Goshalas, all the cows will be worshipped. They'll be fed very nicely. In fact, a lot of decoration will be done to the cows. And then a lot of yajna will happen. Brahmanas will be there, who will be given dakshina. Here, when it comes to Brahmanas, we're talking about devotees. They'll be fed very nicely. So after doing all this, Go Dhanani Puraskritya, keeping the cows in front, Girim Chakruhu Pradakshinam, they started circumambulating Govardhan. So now, were they doing Govardhan Parikrama by foot or by auto? Let's see. Let's ask here. Anamsi anadudyuktani te charuya swalankritaha gopyascha krishna viryani gayantyah sadvijashishaha. So here it is said that all the gopis were dressed very beautifully and they were all sitting in the auto. So here, the cart driven by the ox, they all were sitting there. Only gopis were sitting, the elders also were sitting, all the old people. Only gopis and elders, Krishna and Balram were also sitting inside. They all were sitting and they all were singing the glories of Krishna. And when they were singing, Brahmanas were offering a lot of blessings. So their song and the blessings of Brahmanas together, it was resounded everywhere. And it was very, 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 very sweet to hear. This is what is given here very beautifully. So in this way, they were doing very wonderful parikrama. So just imagine the scene. So we have the cows, then we have all the gopas who were there in front with the cows, and then we have various bullock carts. And behind that we have more gopas. And the gopis are sitting in the cart, various carts in fact, because there are lakhs of people there. And for your information, in this entire crowd, we surely have Rishabhanu Maharaj, Kirtida, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maya. We also have Srimati Radharani and all the other Sakhis who are there. All of them, they are there in this parikrama. And when it comes to Krishna and Balram, yes, they are also there nicely sitting. And all of them, they are singing very beautifully. And when we do Govardhan Parikrama, we also sing and we also do Govardhan Parikrama. But we don't sing Krishna's glories, we sing Govardhan's glories. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Girirajji Maharaj ki. So while doing parikrama of Sri Govardhan, it's very important to glorify Govardhan and to remember various pastimes that have taken place around that place. And also understanding that he is that great personality. Hari Dasa Varya. So with this mood, devotees do Govardhan Parikrama. And for us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how to do Govardhan Parikrama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this rule for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. One shouldn't step on Govardhan. One should just go around the Govardhan. And all the great personalities in the past, in our parampara, they have done this parikrama. All our acharyas. In fact, when it comes to Nityananda Prabhu, when he came to Sri Vrindavan, so at that time, his friend Sridham, he was also there around. So Sridham and Nityananda, when they met, so Sridham was not believing that he's Balram. So at that time, Nityananda said, Sridham said, if you're really Balram, let's have a race around Govardhan. And if you win, then I'll understand that yes, you are Balram. And you'll not believe. Sridham was going around, and Nityananda was also going around, and they were doing a lot of parikrama in just few hours. many times going around this place, Govardhan. And even when it comes to the gopis, so many different pastimes will happen here. They would have their own pastimes. When it comes to gopas, they were in their own ecstasy of enjoying in Sri Govardhan. Therefore, Govardhan becomes a very important entity, an important personality, an important deity for all of us. Therefore, we will see that in various temples of ISKCON, we have Govardhan Shila. And sometimes devotees, without knowing, they take Govardhan Shila and get to their house and put it in the pocket. But one thing we have to understand, Govardhan does not like to go out of Vrindavan. If he goes out of Vrindavan, he has to be in another Vrindavan called ISKCON. He cannot be there anywhere else. And also there is a way to get Govardhan Shila also. You cannot just get it like that. I was hearing, I didn't find any Shastric reference as such. Some devotee was sharing that if you want to get a Govardhan Shila, then equal amount of gold should be given to some Rajvasi. Then you can get that Govardhan Shila. Now if you want to get this big Govardhan Shila of 5 kg, then you know what you're supposed to do. So in this way, on this particular pastime, wonderful parikrama happened where all of them, they're singing the glories of Krishna. The Brahmanas are chanting various hymns. And all of that was very sweet. And Krishna and Balram, very blissful looking at Govardhan. Now, when they came to Govardhan and they were offering, giving all the offerings which were there to Govardhan. So at that time, what happened? Krishnastu anyatamam rupam Gopa Vishrambhanam Gataha Shailosmiti Bhuvan Bhuri Balim Adad Brihad Vapuhu Krishna tu Anyatamam Rupam. So same Krishna, in front of all of them, he came in a very huge form. Another form. So Krishna is there and there is another Krishna also standing. Now Krishna was that Panda who was there in that place. He was dressed very nicely and he was instructing what next to do. You can imagine the entire scene. We have Govardhan Hill. They have kept all the huge offerings which are around. All that. Payas, Malpua, Puri, cake, this, that, whatever. All that was kept around. Huge quantity of rice was kept around. Lot of milk was there. Lot of milk items were there. All that was kept around Govardhan. All the Brajvasis are standing there. No one knows what next to do. And here we have the little panda who is going to tell them what they're supposed to do. So before he manifested his form, Krishna started saying, this is Govardhan. And when everyone was looking at Govardhan, Krishna manifested another form of his in the form of Govardhan. But this form that was there was made up of stones. But it was an animate personality. But he also had a big peacock feather. And his complexion that was there was bluish black. So some gopas and some gopis who were there, they're looking at Govardhan, looking at Krishna, looking at Govardhan. Hey, something is similar in both of them. At that time, hey, all of you, pay obeisance to Govardhan. This personality, Govardhan, can take any form. And if you don't honor him properly, he'll destroy you. All of you pay obeisance. And then they're paying obeisances to Govardhan. And when they got up, this Govardhan, he started eating all that was kept. Huge quantity of prasad was kept everywhere, and that was eaten by Govardhan. And they were able to see that. I couldn't find this in Bhagavatam, but I've heard this from various devotees. Govardhan ate all of that. And then he said, Aniyor, give me more. And everyone is looking at Krishna. Krishna, we have given everything, whatever we have at home. Now nothing is there. So Krishna instructs them, give him one tulsi, he'll be satisfied. And when tulsi was offered to Govardhan, he was completely satisfied. And all these pastimes that was going on, Krishna told, see, you're doing Indra Puja from so many years. Tell me, did Indra appear even once in front of you? And look at Govardhan. This is the first time puja you are doing to Govardhan. See, Govardhan is there in front. This is the reciprocation of Govardhan. And all the gopas and all the gopis who were there, they were completely astonished, wonderstruck. And they were saying, yes, what our Kana is saying is correct. Never this Indra came. And we gave so many offerings to him. Never he appeared to bless us. And look at this Govardhan. He's appeared in front of us. And Govardhan blessed them also. That may all of you live happily in Vrindavan Dham. They all were extremely happy. And they returned to their respective places. And while returning to the respective places, they were glorifying Govardhan, the positive. And the negative that was there was, they were giving gali to Indra. From so many years we were worshipping him, and look at this person. He never appeared. And Govardhan is so nice, so wonderful. And this was going around. And there was a meeting that was held in Indra's place. And Indra was checking with his cloud personalities around. What happened? This time from Vrajabhumi, there are no offerings. What's going on? Go and check and come. And all these different associates of Indra, they went in disguise. They were hiding and hearing what people are speaking. And they were hearing that Indra is a useless fellow. He never appeared in front of us. Govardhan is great. First time we did puja, he appeared in front of us and then he gave blessings also. All glories to Krishna, who taught us this new ritual to Govardhan. They heard all this, they went there. Indra asked, so what are they speaking about me? They're giving you gali, my lord. They are saying that Govardhan is much, much better than you. And then Indra asked, he was angry. And then he is asking that, who gave this idea? And then the associate said, that boy Krishna. There's a very beautiful shloka which Shukdev Goswami is quoting what Indra spoke. 10th canto, chapter 25, shloka 5. Vachalam balisham stabdam agyam panditamanina Krishnam martyam upashritya gopa me chakrur apriyam. That Krishna, Vachalam, Talkative boy. How much he talks. Balisham. So kiddish he is. Stabdam. He is a personality who is arrogant. Look at his arrogance. Agyam. Foolish in ignorance. Pandita manina. In ignorance but thinks himself to be Pandit. Krishna Martya. After all, he is a human being, a mortal human being. Upashritya Gopame Chakrur Apriyam. And what he did? He instructed all the Gopas. Instructed to do those things which are against me. He is that personality. Now see, one thing is there, that whenever there is something spoken about the Lord, this Vacha is led by whom? Saraswati Devi. She cannot give power to speak against the Lord. So there is always a second meaning to the words, that people speak against the Lord. And here, when Indra is speaking against the Lord, trying to blaspheme him, so there is the second meaning that is there, which glorifies the Lord. Vachalam. Vachalam means one who speaks according to the Vedic authority. Balisham. One who is free from pretensions, no duplicity. He is childlike. Balisham. Stabdam. He is so great that he need not bow down to anyone, pay dandavat to anyone, because he is greater than everyone. So why he should pay dandavat to anyone? Agyam. There is nothing more for him to know in this world. He knows everything. Agyam. Pandita Maninam. So all the Pandits who are there, they consider him as the great personality. Krishnam. He is that absolute truth. And Martyam, that absolute truth manifests in this world just to give pleasure to his devotees. These are the words of Saraswati Devi. Complete ulta of what Indra is speaking. And then he told all the associates. And who are his associates? The clouds, the wind, all his associates. And especially called out for Samvarthaka cloud. For your information, Samvarthaka clouds are invoked only when Pralaya is to happen in this world, in this universe. Whenever there is need of Pralaya, Samvarthaka clouds come and they shower a lot of rains, fills the entire universe with water. At that time, Samvarthaka clouds come. But Indra was so hurt, his ego was so hurt, he called Samvarthaka cloud untimely now, in Dwapar Yuga. And he instructed these Samvarthaka clouds, go and inundate the entire Vrindavan, entire Brajabhumi, and destroy all of them. They're acting too smart. And he said, you all go, I'll follow you. You're a king, you should be ahead, no? You all go, I'll follow you. And he said, I'll follow you, and also I'll get the Marutgan. I'll get all the wind gods also. You shower rains, I'll throw thunderbolts, and the winds will also flow. And then we will see how these people will save themselves. So in this way, all these different personalities, as told by Indra, they went there. There were huge rains. The description of these rains are given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukadeva Goswami is describing very beautifully. He says, the rains are not just few drops here and there. It was as if some columns are there. Just imagine a column. Thick, solid column. There's no break in between. So like that, rains are falling. There's no break. And entire place is getting flooded now. And because of the wind, because of thunderbolt, people were getting scared there. And all the cows and all the gopas, they were shivering. This was a situation at that time when Indra was showering rains. It was terrible and terrific. Indra was doing this just to prove his ego, that you all didn't give me offerings this time, now see what I do to you. So in this way, when all these things were going on, so at that time, all the gopas, all the gopis, all the cows, they just did one thing. They took shelter of Krishna. Very beautiful shloka. 13th shloka of this chapter. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho
Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho
Tratum Arhasi Devana
Tratum Arhasi Devana
Kupitat Bhakta Vatsala.
Vatsala.
This is the quality of Rajavasis. What is the difference between Rajavasis and us? Whatever it is, they will take shelter of Krishna only. And what about us? Sometimes Krishna and sometimes our own selves. I should say, sometimes Krishna, most of the time ourselves, our capabilities. Whenever anything happens, good or bad, the only thing that the Rajavasis remember is Krishna. And now they're chanting Krishna, Krishna. Now why Krishna, Krishna? According to the Sanskrit rules and rules which are there, so this is called as repetition. Now why twice? And our Acharyas comment on this. Sanatana Goswami is saying they're repeatedly chanting Krishna's name to attract his attention. Oh Krishna, we're suffering. Krishna, Krishna, where are you? And another thing that Sanatana Goswami says here is, he's saying Krishna, Krishna. Just by chanting Krishna's names, all suffering will go away. That's a fact. So in this way, they're chanting Krishna, Krishna. But why they're approaching Krishna? And Srila Prabhupada, he says in the purport, that they were remembering Garga Muni's prophecy. What was Garga Muni's prophecy? Anena sarva durgani yuyam anjasa tarishyata. By his grace, you'll cross beyond the greatest problems which will manifest in this place. And they remembered, oh, okay, this is the time. And they approached Krishna to take a shelter. Now, all of them they're saying that you should save us from the wrath of Indra, because all of them got to know. Because we didn't do Indra Puja this time, Indra has done this most abominable act of drowning us in the waters. So they are telling Krishna that, oh Krishna, you should save us from Indra's wrath now. But then Krishna, in his own ways, but what power I have to counteract this? And they're saying, Prabhu, you're Prabhu, you're a great personality, and we have seen Krishna don't act. You are the same person who was dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. You subdued Kaliya, and we have seen that. Krishna, okay, I'll do it. But then at that time it was Kaliya, he was a demon. And now he's Devata. How can I manifest my powers in front of Devata? And the Vrajvasis are saying, Bhakta Vatsala. For your bhaktas, for your devotees, you can do anything, O Lord. Please, please protect us. So in this way, when all these different personalities, the cows, the gopas, the gopis, when all of them, they pleaded Krishna, they took shelter of Krishna, at that time, Krishna did a very, very wonderful thing. Krishna started thinking that all of them are taking my shelter. And it's my responsibility to protect all of them. They're all my devotees. And it's my responsibility that they should be protected from the wrath of Indra. And Indra is doing this just to prove his ego. And I should break his pride. After thinking all this, Krishna ran towards Govardhan. Now the question comes, so when Krishna was running, was he getting wet? And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that the partial expansion of Yogamaya, and her name is Samhariki Shakti. So she made sure that the path which Krishna is running, that path was dry. There was no rain at the top, there was no water at the bottom, and Krishna ran. And the description is, his peacock feather also didn't get wet. Can you imagine that scene when Krishna is running with full force? Krishna ran towards Govardhan. And when he ran towards Govardhan, what he did? This is the shloka, 19th shloka. Iti uktvaikena hastena kritva govardhanachalam dadhara lilaya vishnus chatrakam iva balakah iti uktva ekena. So after thinking about all this, when Krishna ran there, what he did? Hastena kritva govardhana achalam dadhara. Krishna, he lifted Govardhan mountain. Lilaya, very easily. How easily? Shukadeva Goswami, can you give us some analogy to understand How easily? And then he says, Chatra kam iva balakah. Like small kids lift mushroom, like that Krishna lifted Govardhan. Now, always there's a question that why did Krishna lift Govardhan with his left hand? And how did this lifting happen basically? And Jiva Goswami is describing this entire lifting process. So when Krishna went and he lifted Govardhan little bit, so at that time, a big stone from the lower part, it manifested down, and Krishna climbed on that stone, and then with his left hand and his little finger, he lifted Govardhan. And when he lifted Govardhan, now the question is, why not right hand? Why only left hand? Krishna wanted to tell all of the Brajavasis, ये मेरे बाएं हाथ का खेल है. Don't worry. I'm doing it easily, and this does not need any endeavor. Look, with left hand I am lifting. Because Brajavasis cannot see Krishna taking any hardships. And then, when Krishna did that, Brajavasis were, okay, so he's doing with left hand. It means ज़्यादा मेहनत का काम नहीं है. So, they were in that mode. Now the question comes, okay, this is understood that he lifted Govardhan, but the description says that the rains was so much that it was flooding the entire place. So surely when Krishna lifted the place, there might be a big hole and all the water might have come into that. From higher level to lower level water flows. And here it is said, by Krishna's Lila Shakti, no water came inside that area under Govardhan. And by Krishna's Ichha Shakti, the water was falling, and as the water was touching Govardhan or touching down, the water was getting dried up immediately. This is Krishna's power. This entire Leela that Krishna is doing is just for one thing, to tell all of us, I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. All those people who call themselves God, Prabhupada writes, ask them to go and lift Govardhan. Forget about Govardhan. One stone of Govardhan with their left hand, little finger. Ask them to lift. Krishna is proving his supremacy to everyone. And here, there's something more that Krishna is doing, not just supremacy. Krishna lifted Govardhan with his left hand, and all the people saw that. And Krishna is calling, Arey, aaja, come here, you'll be protected. Now the Brajavasis might think, ये छोटे बच्चे ने एक उंगली पे उठाया, गिर गया तो. And then Indra is throwing thunderbolts at Govardhan. What if Govardhan started dancing? So Krishna is saying, don't worry, you come. I will take care of you. And here when Krishna says that I will take care, he is saying that Indra's thunderbolt will not affect, and don't worry, I'll balance. Come. And all the different personalities who were there, lakhs of people, they all entered Govardhan mountain. Again the question comes, but Govardhan is just 3 miles in radius. So itne log aaye kaise? So when Krishna touched Govardhan, Shri Ram Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramoda. So when Krishna's feet touched Govardhan, he was feeling ecstatic. Now when Krishna's finger touched Govardhan and he lifted, Govardhan was so ecstatic that his entire form enlarged, expanded. And here specifically, look at our Acharya's precision. They say 3 miles radius became here 32 miles radius, which is 50 kilometers in radius. And all the Brajavasis, they came. Krishna, he is speaking in a book called Hari Vamsha. This is the appendix section of Mahabharata. So there he is saying, when I lifted Govardhan, the size of Govardhan became so big that it can give shelter to the entire universe. What about Vrindavan Vasis, Vrajavasis? They were just few. So all of them, they came. Now this is very nice to see that how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he manifests his supremacy in such a wonderful way, but still atheistic people will not be able to accept this. They'll ask, maybe the center of gravity, where was the center of gravity? How can a small boy do this? Little finger, not possible. Therefore we call your all scriptures mythology. ये तो हुआ ही नहीं, कैसे हो सकता है? How is it possible? But devotees understand very nicely that yes, he is supreme, he can do anything. What about lifting Govardhan? Krishna's partial expansion, Ananta Shesh, is having a lot of universe on his hoods, floating. What is Govardhan in front of all this? Krishna can do anything. He is supreme. So this is the point that is made very, very wonderfully here by our acharyas. Now the question comes, okay, so all the people who are below, they came under Govardhan. What about the animals who were there on the top of Govardhan? Krishna lifted Govardhan to a height where the peak of Govardhan went above the clouds. So rain is below the clouds, not above the clouds. So all those animals who were there on the mountain, they all went at the peak, that is above the clouds, and they were saved. So now everyone is protected. The animals on Govardhan, they took shelter of the peak, they went above the clouds, and all the animals and the gopas who were there below, they all came under Govardhan. Now this is the Govardhan festival. When Krishna lifted Govardhan, all the people who were there, all the gopas, all the gopis, they all came under Govardhan. And when they came under Govardhan, they are looking at Krishna's beautiful form. Now Krishna was not lifting and then, oh, the kanda dukh raha mera, and then, oh, pasina aa raha, nothing. He is holding Govardhan with his left hand, little finger. And sometimes his hand is on his waist, sometimes playing the flute, and still he is in his Tribhanga form, with his legs crossed. Aram se he is standing. And all the ones who are there, when I say all the ones, who are there? We have Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, we have the Gopas, we have the Gopis. In the Gopas we have Balram, Sridham, etc. And in the Gopis we have Srimati Radha Rani. So here we have Giridhari and we also have Srimati Radharani. Jaya Radha Girivardhari, Radha Girivardhari, everyone. Radha Girivardhari, Jaya Radha Girivardhari, Jaya Radha Girivardhari. During this Leela only, our Radharani got the name Gandharvika. Jaya Gandharvika Giridhari Gandharvika Giridhari Radhe. That's so wonderful. The deities whom we are worshipping, Shri Gandharvika Giridhari, they manifested in this way under Govardhan. So Krishna lifted Govardhan, Srimati Radharani is there. Now when all these different personalities are there, what is happening below Govardhan? Shloka 23. Shutrit Vyatham Sukha Peksham Hitva Tair Brajavashibihi Vikshamano Dadharadrim Saptaham Nachalat Pada. So all of them, they were starving. They had no water. They had no food. It's not that they got all the paraphernalia to cook and eat there. So they're all starving. And this is what the shloka that talks about. Krishna is ready to do anything for his devotees. And here Shukadeva Goswami is highlighting a point. He said, Shut, hunger, Trit, thirst, Vyatham, pain, Sukha, personal happiness. Krishna gave up all that apeksham, all the considerations. He kept everything aside just to protect all his devotees. See, it's a fact that when devotees take one pointed shelter of Krishna, Krishna gives them shelter for sure. Only when we have doubt, Krishna will also create doubts. And the doubts will be created in such a way that we will think, oh, maybe Krishna will not give me shelter. Therefore, all the pure devotees of the Lord we will see, they will take one pointed shelter of Krishna. They will not take shelter of anyone in this world because they understand no one in this world is qualified to give me shelter. Only shelter of Krishna. Come what may, anything happens in life, they'll take shelter of Krishna only. And when some devotees take shelter of Krishna like that, Krishna gives all protection to them in all the possible ways. He goes to an extent of fasting himself. My mother Yashoda would feed Krishna every day 8 times. And here for 7 days, he has said, no, Sapta. Now for 1 week, for 7 days, Krishna is not eating anything. There's no question of eating. Forget about eating, there's no question of drinking water also. Lord is ready to fast for his devotees. For those devotees who are completely sheltered. So Sharanagati, surrender, is a very, very important element of devotional service. And Krishna can do anything for his surrendered devotees. Anything. And here is just an example of he fasting. But were the Vrajvasis also fasting? Obviously, yes. All of them, they were fasting. But they were drinking some nectar. What was their nectar? So Gopas and the Gopis, all the time, they were in anxiety. Gopas would be in anxiety at night. Gopis would be in anxiety in the daytime. What was the anxiety? We are not able to see Krishna. Gopas full day they will play. Evening when they come back, they are not satisfied. They are like, oh, we are not able to see Krishna, he has gone home. And the Gopis, when Krishna would leave the village to go to the forest, they would just be looking at him. Till the point he enters the forest, their eyes are just glued to Krishna's form. And they will be in complete anxiety. What will be happening to Krishna now? And they'll be always thinking about Krishna. And their time was the night when Krishna would come to meet the Gopis. So Krishna would meet the Gopas in the morning and Krishna would meet the Gopis in the evening. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they were always in anxiety. Because morning he is going to forest, and in the forest what is happening, Mother Yashoda would be thinking all the time. At night they don't know where he is going. Hidden away he is going. So when it comes to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they would not get constant association of Krishna. When it comes to Gopas, they would not get constant association of Krishna because at night Krishna will not give them association. Gopis, they would not get constant association of Krishna because morning time Krishna would go to forest to graze the cows. But these were the 7 beautiful days in the life of all the Vrajvasis, where all of them, they were there together. And for 24 by 7 by 7, they were getting darshan of Krishna. 24 by 7, they were getting darshan of Krishna for the entire week. And the only thing all the Vrindavan Vasis were doing is just looking at Krishna without blinking eyes. And they were not fasting. They were not thirsty because they were looking at the beautiful form of Krishna and drinking the nectar of the beauty of Krishna. How will we know what you mean by drinking nectar of Krishna's beauty? Only Vrajvasis can know that. To such an extent, the Gopis would curse Brahma. What sort of creator you are? Everyone you gave 2 eyes, understood. You gave 2 eyes, okay, accepted. But after giving 2 eyes, you give us eyelids? And it blinks. And that blinking, we miss darshan of Krishna for that moment. And we keep blinking so many times. And from the altar, we close our eyes also completely. And we offer prayers. We don't want to see Krishna. But here, one blink and these people are not able to take it. That is the beauty of the Lord, which they are witnessing. They are able to take darshan of. And here, all these different personalities, they were looking at Krishna and they were getting the strength. And they were extremely happy and satisfied and they were like, let this go on and on and on. And some Gopas who were there, they were thinking, Kab se pakda hua hai isne? We should help him. They got their sticks and they're holding the sticks. And they were telling Krishna, Abhi chhod do, koi baat nahi, pakad lenge. You relax for some time, so how long you will stand? Now this is the craziness, the madness of Vrajvasis. They know, now see, they are not foolish. They know very well, sticks se to pakad nahi sakte hum log. But the craziness, the crazy love that they have towards Krishna, makes them think crazily like this, that we all will hold with stick. They were thinking, यार हमारा कृष्णा एक हाथ से पकड़ सकता है, एक उंगली से, हम सब मिलके तो पकड़ ही सकते हैं. They're putting sticks and telling Krishna ki, now leave, it's okay. If you can hold, we can also hold, not a problem. And just to teach them a lesson, because now it's the time that he can teach lesson to all his friends. I am great. Krishna tilted Govardhan bit and the sticks broke. And then they understood, humse nahi ho paye. Krishna, you only hold, you only hold. All this was happening there. And Mother Yashoda was looking at Govardhan and she was cursing Govardhan. You're becoming heavier, looks like. My Krishna, he's not able to take that weight. See, Krishna is smiling, he's playing flute, he's all happy. But again, craziness of Mother Yashoda. Here we had craziness of the Gopas and we have craziness of Mother Yashoda. The love that Mother Yashoda has, she cannot see Krishna doing this. And all the time, the only thing that she was thinking was, breakfast time gone, he has not taken breakfast. Lunch time gone, he has not taken lunch. He's becoming thinner day by day. He's becoming weaker day by day. Govardhan! And she was cursing Govardhan, looking at Mother Yashoda's anger. Govardhan went some inches above Krishna's finger. But Krishna again went and touched him. So these are the different things happening. And then Brajvasis, they have this saying in their community. How did Krishna left Govardhan? I was hearing this in my spiritual master's class. He quoted, how Brajvasis, they see Krishna. So when Krishna was asked, how did you lift Govardhan? And Krishna is saying, kuch makhan ko bal badiyo. Now the makhan that I stole around, that has given me strength. Kuch gopan kare sahai. They put sticks, no? So all of them they helped. And then finally he tells a real thing, which even our acharyas are quoting. Shri Radha ji ki kripa se maine girivar lal uthaye. By the mercy of Srimati Radharani, I lifted Govardhan. And here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is saying that all these personalities, they were looking at Krishna and they were getting nectar and getting nourished. And where was Krishna getting nourished? How was Krishna getting nourished? His hunger and thirst and all that. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes that Krishna's hunger and thirst all disappeared when he was glancing at the gopis, and especially the topmost gopika, that is Srimati Radharani or Gandharvika. So in this way, this wonderful Lila is happening under Govardhan. And Indra is asking his associates, kya chal raha hai wahan? And associates, there's party going on below Govardhan. There's no one crying. There's no one weeping. There's no one fainting. And Indra came to see what's happening there. And he saw that this small boy, the bluish, blackish, Sundar, Shama Sundar, he has lifted this Govardhan and is there intact. Achala. This is the word that is used. Achala. The Govardhan is not moving. It's all stable. He lifted Govardhan. For 7 days, 7 nights, Govardhan is lifted. All the Vrindavan Vasis are there below Govardhan and they're all enjoying. And Indra was throwing thunderbolt at Govardhan to break Govardhan. And it's a question again. When he was throwing thunderbolt, Vajra, the stones have to break and fall. But how is it that the stones were not breaking and falling? The stones were breaking, but they were not falling. Because Krishna's touch was there to Govardhan. Therefore, today also when you're doing Govardhan Parikrama, you can see. There are stones where you will see as if they are cut, but they will not move. They're just there. They balance each other. That balancing glue that was there is Krishna's touch. That was the miracle, that was the magic that was taking place. And everyone, when they were there under Govardhan, and they're celebrating, and Indra was doing all this, at that time Indra understood he is not an ordinary person. He's Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then finally he gave up the idea of drowning the entire place in waters. And he told all the clouds, go back. And he realized, now I'll be punished very badly. All the clouds went off. The sun was seen now. It was all dry. Krishna said, now you all can go out. It's all dry, it's all done. Indra's wrath is over. And all the gopis, all the gopas, all the cows, they were not ready to go out. For them, in a day, there's something called as ghatika. It's a unit. There's 6 ghatikas in a day. So you can say 4 hours. So in a day, there's 6 ghatikas. Even after all these 7 days, all the gopas and the gopis and the cows, they were feeling, it's just 1 ghatika that has happened. Just a short time that has passed and we are coming out. And their going out was so slow, the description says. Very slowly they're coming out because they're looking at Krishna and going out of Govardhan. And when all this happened, Krishna very nicely, very gracefully, he kept Govardhan down. And when he came out, after keeping Govardhan down, huge celebration again. This is called as Vrindavan. Celebration before, celebration on the time, celebration later. Celebration, he celebration. And when he came out, it was huge celebration. The Gandharvas and Apsaras, all of them started singing and dancing, showering flowers on Krishna. They were doing that. What about all the Gopas and Gopis and others? Based on the relationship, Krishna was reciprocating with them. All the equals who were there, they were coming and glorifying Krishna and embracing. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they were embracing Krishna. Equals were cheering Krishna. Wow, kya baat hai. You did amazing feat today. And all the others who were there, who were subordinate to Krishna, they were coming and touching Krishna's feet. Oh, you're so great. And in this way, everyone was coming to Krishna and they were congratulating in their own ways. And Krishna was also reciprocating. So this is the Govardhan Lila, which started with Govardhan Puja. Krishna converted the entire Indra Puja into Govardhan Puja. Then he lifts Govardhan just to satisfy and give pleasure to his devotees. And which devotees? Surrendered devotees. And this Govardhan was touched by Krishna, is that ecstatic personality whose shelter devotees take even today in Sri Vrindavan Dham. The service that people render in Vrindavan is parikrama. And this Govardhan parikrama is the famous parikrama which devotees do. With a lot of hopes in the heart that, oh Govardhan, you are touched by Krishna. You have that Krishna prem. You please give it to us also. When devotees do parikrama, they don't say that mera health problem hai, monetary problem, nothing. Their desire is that I am aspiring to serve in your footsteps. You are Hari Das Varya. I also want to realize that I am Das. Please bless me. Please bless me. So in this way, Sri Govardhan has the power to bless all of us with Krishna prem. So on this day, when we celebrate Govardhan Puja, the mood is this, that when you do parikrama of the Annakut or the Govardhan Shila, or mentally doing parikrama of Govardhan, the prayer is only this, that, oh Lord, oh Govardhan, please bless me, so that I can serve Krishna eternally. Maybe not like you, but little bit following in your footsteps and attain that prema, that love that these Vrajvasis have. Thank you very much. Shri Giri Govardhan ki, Giri Dharan, Govardhan Dharan, Lord Shri Krishna ki, Gandharvika ki, Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Sriman Mahaprabhu ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.